was break the mold, chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. No limits, no chains, no walls to climb. We're rewriting the rules in real time. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. Every shot's a story, every cheer's a spark. Under the lights we make our mark. Beyond the scoreboard, beyond the lines. Out of the box, redefining the grind. Grind. Out of the box where the wild ones play, we see the game in a whole new way.
What's up, Raider Nation? How about that intro? Out of the box where the wild ones play, right? Yeah, you could buy that right there on Spotify, iTunes, all that good stuff. Number one, hitting the charts. Top rated song since Shakira's Hips Don't Lie. Right there it is. I'm telling you. Today's show is brought to you by our good friend, your good friend, Jason Fine, attorney, Big Al. You can reach Big Al at 1-800-HURT-123. That's 1-800-HURT-123. Jason Fine specializes in motor vehicle accidents, slip and falls, workman's comp, and personal injury claims. He has 3 office locations conveniently located throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. His office in New Jersey is located at 3 Greensward Lane, and the phone number there is 856-209-5258. And he has 2 offices in Pennsylvania, one in Pittsburgh on 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. The phone number there is 412-365-8151. And in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that's located at 1628 JFK Boulevard, Suite 2120. The phone number there is 267-888-2980. Jason Fine, attorney, Big Al. Let him know that you're a part of the Out of the Box Sports family, and he'll hook you up with a great deal. All right, Raiders. We got a couple comments here before we kick the show off. Got our boy Eddie Prather from Cowboys Weekly checking in. What's up, Eddie? Says Ken. Eddie. He also says, good win for the black and silver. Yes, very good win. We'll take it. And the moniker isn't, win pretty or win by a lot. It's just win, baby, and that's all you got to do. And Joe Sullivan from the Soli squad and also NFC East War Room. What's up, Ken? Big win Sunday. They looked really good. Geno Smith, big-time upgrade at quarterback. Absolutely. We'll talk about that here in a little bit on this episode of the Silver and Black Lair. Big win for the Raiders. Big win for the Eagles for the Birds there against the Cowboys. A very tough battle, and we all saw early on. Jalen Carter getting the boot early in the game, and it's kind of that's not the way you want to start your season for the Birds, but they're able to overcome missing that huge piece there in their on their defensive line. So good for them. And the Eagles looked good. I mean, to be honest with you, to be 100%, I thought the Cowboys looked good as well. They looked better than what I thought they were going to be. Week one though. Week one, you can only take it for you take week one with a grain of salt. You really do. It's not. You can't get too high. You can't get too low. I always look at it that week one, the other team's been game planning for you, so it's just one of those deals. They have usually have a lot of film on you. Not sometimes you get new coaching staffs and they don't have a whole lot of film on that, but still they're game planning for your your team and your and who you're putting out there as well. So in your tendencies and whatnot, your players' tendencies. So week one, you take it with a grain of salt. Now I feel like week two, you know, you really start seeing who your team is going to be. Week three, even more so, and then from there on out, it should be that's who you are. We also have Fuji checking in. What's up? What's good, Kenny? Everything's good right now, Fuji. A win, just win, baby. We'll take that. 1-0, the Raiders. We don't get to say that very often. So we're not like the Eagles. We don't get, too many wins around these parts right now. So we'll take it. You can check Fuji out on the Sully squad. Joe says, I love the Raiders next Monday, bro. I do too. I really do. With it being Allegiant Stadium, I really like the Raiders. If it was out in LA, it might feel a little bit different, but Monday night, this team's on a high. And again, the Chargers, the Bolts, they had a great game against the Chiefs in Kansas City. So, well, I don't know if that was in Kansas City or not. It doesn't matter where it was, but the Bolts week one against the Chiefs that was a Friday night game. That was a big win for the Chargers, but I don't think that the Chiefs. I do think the Chiefs took a major step back this season. I really do. But I don't think that's who the Chiefs are, what they showed against the Chargers. I think the Chiefs are going to be better eventually. So, Cowboys Weekly check-in said, "What's up, Ken? How about them Raiders?" Oh yeah, same thing with the Cowboys. Cowboys. I thought they looked good, even though they came out with an L. Sometimes you got to kind of find that lone bright spot, amongst the darkness. And as a Raider fan, 20 plus years of major darkness, it's there's something every once in a while you get a little glimmer like, oh, okay, maybe we might be all right. Turn us around a little bit. This goes our way. That goes our way. Things can be a little bit different. There's always some sort of positive amongst the dirt and the grime, and you just kind of try to really hold on to that a little bit. Choke it to death if you can. A great spot for the Raiders at home, and Chargers coming off beating Kansas City. Yeah, the only thing that worries me a little bit, Joe, is that the Chargers having a couple extra days to not only prep, but also get healthier. So, we'll talk about the Raiders injuries here in a little bit. How about Kansas City being in last place? Yeah, how about that? I mean, it probably won't be for long, but, I'm sure we'll every team in the AFC West will relish that for right now. Eddie also thinks, I think Chargers Raiders be a tight game. Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's going to be a good game, regardless of the outcome. Of course, I want the Raiders to win, but I think it is going to be a really, really good game. Joe also says Raiders got a top 15 quarterback and a good coach in Carroll. Yeah, and you know what? Shout out to Chip Kelly offensively. Making some changes, and I'll get to that a little bit. Second half changes. We haven't seen that the last couple seasons. The Raiders, it seems like whatever we did in the first half, if the Raiders were ahead, we did that in the second half, and that's where we lost. If the Raiders were behind a little bit in the first half, we still went with the same game plan in the second half, and that's where we'd lose the game. So it was because there were a lot of tight games over the last two seasons. The Raiders lost. And either we'd be ahead by a touchdown or two touchdowns, or we'd be behind by a field goal or a touchdown going into halftime and come out and we'd end up losing by 3 touchdowns. There was no halftime adjustments. There was adjustments. And I think that was fantastic. It was good to see. All right. So we're going to kick this show off here. I'm going to go ahead and run down the scoring from Sunday's game. First quarter, Raiders come out, opening drive, looked phenomenal. And you know what? We have seen that in the past. The scripted plays, Raiders come out, they look good with the scripted plays. But after that, you know what I mean? It's kind of, it's garbage after that. And it kind of felt like that again this past Sunday. The Raiders came out a ball of fire, everything clicking on offense, right down the field, 7-0 touchdown, 6 plays, 66 yards, 26-yard pass to Trey Tucker. They ran the ball a couple times. Beautiful. It looked good and gave you a lot of hope, but also, kind of tempered a little bit. Like, okay, it's still the Raiders. We've seen this before. We've seen this song and dance. Keep it tempered. And yeah, I got a couple more comments here. Fuji says, Ken, what's your prediction for the Raiders record? I did the rundown last week. I had them going 10-7. I think more likely 9-8, 8-9, somewhere around 500. But but 10-7 isn't out of the realm. Again, not knowing who's what yet, it's hard to do the prediction of the season and figure out well, this team last year was this, and now they're totally different this year. But I actually I had them winning 10 games, and that's me being uber positive. I'm Mr. Positivity. I'm like a former host on here, my boy Dave Yarnell, who's overly positive. I'm a Timu version of Dave. I'm positive, but I also understand the negatives and stuff like that. I'm not always sunshines and stuff like that. If you don't believe me, go back and check some episodes last year. I'm actually on here yelling at my screen and spitting and stuff like that. Very angry last year. So, but I did have him going 10-7. Katie Spencer, what's up, Katie? Paul's better half here. What's up? Hey, Ken, I heard Paul yelling Raiders this weekend. What were they playing? Yes, they were playing. I think it was it was a 1:00 game. It was in New England, so it was 1:00 game, 1:00 Eastern, and they were on the East Coast in the wind and the rain. And thanks, Paul, for yelling Raiders. We need all the help we can get. There's plenty of room on the Raiders side, Paul. Come to the dark side. And then I did put a video out about that. Cowboys fans jumping ship and whatnot. And but my thought always, being a Raiders fan, when the Raiders traded away Khalil Mack, I was super bummed, super pissed, super bummed. And it's silver and black till the day I die. It really is. I bleed silver and black, and that's what it is. It doesn't matter what they get rid of, who they get rid of, who they bring in, where they move their damn team. It doesn't matter. It's silver and black till the day I die. And that's it's loyalty. And I'm not going to bash anybody if they want to change their team. It is what it is. But I'm not going to change my team because they traded away a player. Who knows? Micah Parsons could be a generational type player. It looks like he is. But who knows with those picks that they got? Who knows what they get? Maybe they get another Micah Parsons. That's very few and far in between. But you just don't know. The Raiders they get rid of Khalil Mack, and here's Max Crosby. The Raiders got lucky with that, right? I feel like Khalil does some things differently than what Max did. Khalil did play a little bit of linebacker for us as well, standing up. Max doesn't do that often. He has done it a little bit, but not to the point of what Khalil Mack did for the Raiders. But they're like that's the proof in the pudding right there. There's more of them out there. It's being able to find them, and so yeah, it is what it is. Like these colors don't run or whatever. It is silver and black till the day I die, and I believe in team loyalty. I'm a Mets fan. I get kicked in the nuts all the time with my sports team, so it is what they'll never change either. So Joe says, "Hey Ken, you are a foxhole guy. Absolutely. I'm in the trenches taking grenades, brother. Not like some of these worms who jump ship. Yeah, and especially again, I seen some posts, and I don't know these people, but to jump ship to your division rival is insane. I mean, I have a daughter, my oldest daughter, who's a Phillies fan. I'm a Mets fan. I would never, ever, ever be a Phillies fan, ever. Now, I would root for the Phillies, like in the World Series and stuff like that, because again, my daughter's team and stuff like that, and it is Pennsylvania. But besides that, I wouldn't say, okay, I'm no longer a Mets fan. I'm now a Phillies fan. That's it would never happen. Never happen. I'd rather be castrated, to be 100% honest with you. I'm definitely a foxhole, trench guy. I'm in there. I will take the grenades, and I will amputate my leg and keep going. Cowboys Weekly, are you concerned with Geno throwing 34 times for 362 yards and backs 24 carries for 56 yards? I'm not overly concerned after week one. We'll see after a couple of weeks. So the thing, and I'll finish the scoring here in a minute. The thing with Geno throwing as many times as he did, high completion percentage, 70%, and the yards, he was very, very accurate. So some balls were kind of terrifying that he did throw up there, but he got them there. One interception, one touchdown. The Patriots game plan for Ash and Genty. They're like, we are not going to let Ash and Genty beat us. We're going to make the Raiders offensive line pass protect, and we're going to make Geno Smith throw the ball to these unproven receivers. And a lot of people believe Jacoby Myers is not a number one receiver. I disagree. He puts the numbers up. Now he's not putting up 1,500 yards, 1,800 yards, or anything like that. But yeah, over 1,000 yards last year. I think it was close to 1,000 yards, or at 1,000 yards a year before. He's that 800-yard season. He can be a number one. He's not flashy or anything. He catches every damn ball thrown his way. He runs terrific routes. Doesn't whine, doesn't bitch or complain. I would take that number one any day of the week. All he does is catch the damn ball. That's all he does. That's all you can ask from a receiver, and that's all he does. And so it doesn't concern me right now. I think in a couple of weeks, if the Raiders are still Geno's throwing 35 times, 36 times, and we're still only getting 2 yards a carry, then I'm concerned. Right now, week one, no. Now there's some film out there. Now some teams are going to have to game plan for Geno a little bit more, even though they already knew what Geno could bring, but they now know what our receivers can bring, Deontay Thornton and stuff like that, Jack Besh. Of course, Brock Bowers, and we're seeing we're using Michael Mayer a little bit more. Good stuff there. So I'm not concerned right now, but soon I will be. In a few weeks if this is continuing. Cowboys Weekly. It's been 30 years, brother. I'm still here. Absolutely, right? I never jumped ship, Paul. That's Cowboys Weekly, Paul. There, never jump ship, and stay strong. There has to be light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, there has to be somewhere. I'm a believer. Phillies up 3-0 versus your Mets. By the way, so I was so excited for this series about 2 weeks ago, Joe. Mets Phillies. And then the Mets took a shit after they swept the Phillies. It doesn't even matter what they do. Against the Phillies, it does matter wild card wise, but they're not. The Mets aren't coming back in the East. They just aren't. So it is what it is. But they need to win at least 2 of these 4 games to keep the Giants off their ass. The Giants are right behind them. The Reds are right behind them. So any news on Bowers? Heard it's not too serious. That's from Joe Sullivan. I haven't heard anything official yet, but since the game, I've heard that it isn't too serious. It was banged his knee up a little bit. He wanted to go back in. He said he was all right to go back in. They held him out just as a precaution of the fourth quarter. And even Pete Carroll said so after the game, said he could have kept playing if we wouldn't have held him out. That he doesn't think it's serious. So I haven't heard anything like what it is, like a sprain or whatever. But I know our linebacker, Landon Roberts, first year with the Raiders, picked up from the Steelers. He has potentially a sprained elbow. Again, I haven't heard anything official about him yet. I expect to hear something, I think tomorrow. Maybe I think tomorrow is when the first injury report actually comes out. So I would expect to hear something on Landon Roberts and Brock Bowers more tomorrow. Geno was limping around a little bit, but he finished the game. He should be all right. But besides that, coming out pretty much unscathed, I think so. Joe says 4-0. Suck it, Joe. Says sorry, bro. Ha ha. Well, maybe not too much. Yeah, I get it. It's right. It's a interdivision game. The Mets, knocked the Phillies out of the playoffs last year. Just swept them in New York last week. I get it. 100%. All right. So moving back to the scoring. So after first drive, Raiders up 7-0. Patriots come back. Mario Douglas, 2-yard pass from Drake May, 12 plays, 82 yards. Made it 7-7 after 1. And again, it's the 12 plays, 82 yards. That's typical Raider defense. Just can't get off the field sometimes, and allowing big third downs. That's what we've seen too much of that over the last so many years, a lot of years. Go to the second quarter. The only scoring there is a Patriot field goal, 35 yards. As a 9-play, 56-yard drive. They made it 10-7. There was a pass interference call against Caillou Blue Kelly on that drive. That was a bit questionable, but they called it. I know Pete Carroll didn't agree with it. They had the announcers didn't agree with it. Other podcasters didn't agree with it. I look at it that the referees called it. It is what it is. Every time there's a ball up in the air, it's 50-50 whether or not they're going to call it. So it is what it is. I'm not going to get all wound up about that. So we move on. The Raiders at halftime down 10-7. Feels like they might be a little bit lucky to be only down 10-7. That second quarter was absolutely awful. I have some numbers written down here. Second quarter, they had 15 plays total for 14 yards. They had drives of 3 plays minus 3 yards, 3 plays 4 yards, 3 plays negative 21 yards, and then 6 plays for 34 yards. So bad, really, really bad second quarter for the Raiders. But again, like I said, they came out, made some adjustments. Whether it was a blocking scheme or what have you, they came out and they played much better the second half. Third quarter, Ashton Genty scores his first NFL touchdown, 3-yard run right up the middle, right off the ass of Jordan Meredith and JPJ. Gets in there. That's a 5-play drive, 71 yards. And that was coming off of, I believe, an opening interception. If I remember correctly, I think the Patriots won the toss. They deferred to the second half. They were driving down the field, and I believe Isaiah Palamau was able to get the interception off of pressure from Max Crosby. And thank you, Philadelphia Eagles, for Thomas Booker. Thomas Booker had a fantastic game, absolutely fantastic. And yeah, so he great job by Booker and Crosby on that play. Crosby gets the actual hit on the Patriots quarterback, Drake May, whose name was just gone there for a second. I kept thinking Mayo for some reason, but Drake May. He got the hit on Drake May, and Isaiah Palamau, a beautiful catch. A great job there. So pressure. That leads to mistakes. Fuji with a comment here real quick. Says, Ken, what was your impression of Chip Kelly getting hired as the OC? I didn't know what to expect. Seeing him being in the area where I see a lot of Eagles games, I was a little bit nervous just because I seen what he did with the Eagles. It's the offense never really flowed, in my opinion, with the Eagles. And then he went out to San Francisco, and I didn't see a whole lot of him in San Francisco, so I don't really know. But the offense was clicking pretty well for Ohio State last year. But again, it's college. I can't really compare college to the pro just because there are teams that they play that are really, really bad. And Ohio State was stacked, absolutely, stacked to the gills. And but I was impressed just by the fact that they weren't able to run the ball well, but they still stuck with it enough carries to still be able to use the play action pass and give Geno high percentage pass opportunities. They still took their shots downfield. Absolutely. They were able to get some of them and some of them they didn't. That's what happens with the deep ball with balls, looking 20 plus yards downfield. You get some, you don't get some. But those high percentage passes, they were able to find them and they did a great job there. I thought, giving Geno the chance to get the ball out of his hand a little bit quicker because he was under a lot of pressure, especially in the first half. The offensive line did give up 4 sacks, and so second half moving forward, they were able to roll him out a little bit more, and just a little bit more quick passes, get it out, get it back, get it out, keep matriculating the ball down the field. I feel like Chip did a really good job, really good debut for Chip Kelly. Cowboys Weekly, I'm actually surprised by the front 7 holding the Pats backs to 60 yards on 18 carries. Henderson only really had one big carry over 10 yards. Yeah, I think it was a 19-yard carry, Paul. And I'm not too surprised by that. I'm surprised actually by the Patriots not running Travion Henderson more. To be honest with you, I thought he would get more carries. I don't remember exactly what he had. It was something like I think he had like 9 carries or 5 carries, 7, 9, something like that, some an odd number. I don't know. But anyway, the front, I wasn't worried about the front 7 against the run. I really wasn't. I was worried about the linebackers against the pass. I felt like with Adam Butler and Thomas Booker, the fourth, especially there in the middle, and we had a nice solid rotation. Kuntz, Malcolm Kuntz, and Tyree Wilson, and of course Max Crosby on the other side. I felt like we were going to be okay against the run. I didn't feel like that's going to be an issue. My worry was the short passing game, our linebackers covering, and the amount of times the Patriots threw the ball. Drake May had a really high percentage of completed passes. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think they threw the ball 46 times and completed 30 of those passes, something like that. And but it less than 300 yards passing. So that tells me a lot of short passes, but great tackling. And I feel like we saw a lot of that, a lot of really good tackling, which again eluded us last year, which is surprising, especially with Antonio Pierce being coached last year, being a linebacker. That's something you think would be solid. It was the tackling, but it wasn't. Last year's tackling was absolutely atrocious. And I think that's one of the reasons why we have a brand new secondary is because the tackling was just so piss poor last year. And even the linebackers and secondary is almost a full turnover of personnel there. So, What was your take on Jacorian Bennett? Fuji's asking. He was traded from the Raiders to the Eagles for Thomas Booker the fourth. I like Jacorian Bennett. He had a great season last year for when he was in there. I think he played 10, 11 games, I think, before he got hurt. And he was our best cornerback last year. He was our best defensive back. The other guys out most of the season, whether it was injuries, Epps, Hobbs, and those guys. But Jacorian Bennett was our best defensive back. He didn't have any picks last year, but he had a ton of pass breakups. And it was to the point where teams were going away from him. So I like Jacorian Bennett. And the thing, the Raiders got rid of him because he doesn't fit into he didn't have the size to fit into Pete Carroll's system, which is surprising to me. It's just, the size, but I don't, Pete Carroll's he likes the bigger defensive backs. So my thought is you can play. So the size thing I didn't understand, but here we are. So they shipped him off. The Raiders did need more depth at defensive tackle after releasing Christian Wilkins, so it worked out for everybody. I don't know. I didn't see how much Jacorian Bennett played for the Eagles Thursday, so I don't know how he did. I don't know what your thoughts on him were, if he got some a good rub or not. Cowboys Weekly says Travion Henderson 5 carries, 27 yards. Rheumatoid arthritis, 7 carries for 15 yards. That's what I call Stevenson. They're the Patriots' other running back. Rheumatoid arthritis, Stevens. That's what whenever I see that name, that's what I think of. Rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know what it is, or the popular bush, the rhododendrons. That's the other one. So, you have to be Richard Sherman size for a Pete Carroll defense. Yeah, I get that, but I don't. Like, if you can play, you can play. That's my thought on it. You can play, you can play. Like size. Sometimes it's not the size of the dog; it's the bite or whatever that saying is. You know what I mean? Fuji says I believe Bennett was rotated in versus the Cowboys. I did hear his name a couple times, but I didn't see how he did. I didn't know if he was good enough or was up to the standards of a Super Bowl winning team. So back to the scoring. Genty scored. That was a 5-play, 71-yard drive after the interception, made it 14-10 Raiders. The Raiders take further control of the game. Daniel Carlson, field goal, 51-yard field goal. That was a 6-play, 52-yard drive that made it 17-10 after 3 quarters. And the Raiders were firmly in the driver's seat after that. Defense was dominating. Offense was able to move the ball. Going into the fourth quarter, another long drive, 12 plays, 66 yards, starting to grind a little bit. Run, short pass, short pass, and good stuff like that. And then that made it 20-10 after the Daniel Carlson 40-yard field goal. And then the Pats, they finished the scoring with a 44-yard field goal late in the fourth quarter with I think it was less than a minute to go. I don't remember if it was like 30 seconds or maybe even less than that. Not a lot of time. So it was a garbage field goal, but brought them within a score. So that made the final 2013. Kudos to the defense. Again, I feel like Drake May was like something like 30 of 46. So it's a high percentage, but their tackling was phenomenal. A quick rundown of stats here. First downs, the Raiders won that 21-18. 17 of those first downs were through the air. 3 of those first downs were through the run. Third downs, Raiders were 5 of 13. The Pats were 4 of 14. Neither one really all that good. Plays, Raiders ran 62 plays to the Patriots 68 plays. Total yards, Raiders 389 yards. The Pats 336 yards. And the Raiders actually scored 20 points. That's unbelievable. Last year, you could count on half a hand how many times the Raiders scored over 20 points. Passing yards 333, 24-34 in passing game. The Patriots 276, 30 out of 46 passing. 4 sacks. The Raiders gave up 4 sacks, minus 29 yards. Patriots gave up 4 sacks as well, minus 11 yards. The rush, 56 yards for the Raiders on 24 carries, 60 yards on 18 carries for the Patriots, 2.3 yards per carry for the Raiders, 3.3 yards per carry for the Patriots. Red zone, the Raiders were 1 for 1. Good stuff there. I'll go get her. I'll get off in a couple minutes here. Daughter's done weightlifting. So 1 for 3 in the red zone for the Patriots. Penalties, Raiders 9 for 81, 9 for 70 for the Patriots, 9 for 81 for the Raiders, 9 for 70 for the Patriots. Time of possession, again, that's pretty even, 29-55 for the Raiders, 30 minutes and 5 seconds for the Patriots. So looking at the stats here real quick, Geno 34-24, 362 yards passing, 10.6 yards per pass, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, a 63 QBR, which is awesome, 102.8 rating, 2 rushes for 10 yards. Did move around a good bit in the box though, so I like that. Not just standing still like a statue. Genti 19 carries, 38 yards, 2 yards per rush, a touchdown. Zamir White 3 carries, 8 yards. Brock Bowers 5 catches, 103 yards, and he didn't even play the fourth quarter. Jacoby Myers 8 catches, 97 yards. Trey Tucker, he had a big touchdown catch there, 2 catches, 54 yards. Dante Thornton, he had a big catch late in the game there to continue a drive, and it was a terrible pass by Geno. Geno wasn't able to step in it. It was really short. Dante Thornton was able to slide, catch the ball, continue the drive. I think that was the drive that might have put them up 20-10. I believe. I don't remember 100%. Michael Mayer, he had some big catches late in the game, 4 catches, 38 yards. He had some great blocks as well. Jack Besh, the other rookie, 1 catch, 23 yards. And Ashton Genti, 2 catches for 2 yards. Looking at the defense here, Devontae White led us in tackles, 11 tackles, 8 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Caillou Blue Kelly did a great job in the secondary, a surprise starter, and he did a phenomenal job. 9 tackles, 7 of those were solo. Did a great job in coverage. So the Raiders great job tackling, not allowing the yaks. No yards after catch. Doing a great job there. Isaiah Palomau, he had an interception, like I mentioned earlier. That to start off the second half, that got the ball back for the Raiders. Raiders went down and scored off of that. As 7 tackles, he had 7 tackles, 5 solo, that 1 interception, 4 sacks, 1 by Tyree Wilson. Malcolm Kuntz had a sack. Great to see him back off his ACL surgery from last season, reconstructed surgery. Max Crosby, the Mac Daddy, he had a sack, and he was on Drake May all day, running him ragged. And then Jonah Lulu, he also had a sack. That's hard for me to say. A lot of U's and L's in there. He also had a sack. He did a great job. But overall, a great win. And now, don't get it mixed up. The Patriots aren't a great team, but it was still a really, really good win for the Raiders. We'll take it. It's just win, baby. So I'm going to give out game balls here real quick. So I have to get off. I have to go pick my daughter up, like I said. Game balls for me. Geno Smith, offensive player of the week for me. That's the Jay Fine Law, Jason Fine. Offensive player of the week will be Geno Smith, 70% completion percentage, 362 yards passing. Look back at my notes here again, what it was exactly. I don't remember where the hell I just had it in my hand. Oh, there it is. 24-34, 362 yards passing. He did a great job. Very poised in the pocket. Didn't have to take some of those hits and sacks, but still did a great job there. My defensive player of the week, W Energy Drink defensive player of the week, goes to 2 guys, Adam Butler and Thomas Booker IV. Those guys were phenomenal up the middle. They did a great job containing the run, but also getting upfield and pushing Drake May outside to Max Crosby and Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson. The front 4 was just phenomenal. All game really were. I was not worried about them at all. So they also get a game ball for me, the defensive players of the week. So yeah, so it's a great win for the Raiders. Overall, very happy. Come up against the Chargers here on Monday Night Football. I will be live Monday morning. I promise. I swear to God, I will. Monday morning, do my game preview for that game. I forgot it was Monday Night Football game. I was going to go live tomorrow or Thursday with the preview, but it's a Monday Night Football game, so it doesn't make sense to do live Thursday and whatnot. So I'll go live Monday morning, do my preview for that game, and give you my thoughts on that. So, all right. Okay, and tonight we still have another show yet tonight. Was it NFC East show, right? The NFC East War Room. Yes, NFC East War Room. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for hooking me up. NFC East War Room tonight, 9:30 p.m. Be sure to check that out. And I will be live tomorrow morning in the Bat Cave, 9 a.m. And like I said, next week, on Monday morning, I will give my preview of the Raiders and Chargers. All right. I'm out of here. All right. Thank you, everybody, for checking the show. I appreciate it. Check us out, OOT Box Sports on YouTube. Like, follow, subscribe. Facebook, Out of the Box Sports Entertainment, and also on X, _OOT Box Sports. Be sure to check that out. And until next time, just win, baby.
Game strong, let's break the mold. Chasing the stories yet untold. Passion ignites like a blazing fire. Knowledge takes us higher, higher. Out of the box where the wild ones play. We see the game in a whole new way. Living loud, hearts in motion. Sports with soul, pure devotion. The field's alive with endless dreams. We're more than stats, we're the in-between. A slam dunk thought, a touchdown mind. Out of the box every time.